Hello everyone and welcome to Deep Dive Unscripted. Fans of 90 Day Fiancé know the show is full of surprises and international love stories that often end in heartbreak. But today, we're uncovering what might be one of the biggest betrayals in the show's history. I'm talking about how Georgi sold his house for $1 million, and then Darcey Silva took all the money and ran away with her secret lover, Alex. Darcey had been in a hidden relationship with Alex for 2 years. So who is Alex? Later, Darcey divorced Georgi and officially married Alex. With the truth out, the situation became even more tragic. To understand just how big this betrayal was, we need to look at Darcey and Georgi's relationship. Their love story played out over multiple seasons of 90 Day Fiancé, with lots of emotional reunions, arguments about goals, and romantic moments. It always seemed like two people trying hard to make it work. Georgi, a personal trainer from Bulgaria, was often shown as lazy and unmotivated, relying on Darcey's money and fame. Darcey, a businesswoman and reality star from Connecticut, was emotional and just wanted a man who would love and support her. But as we now know, things were much more complicated and much darker. After many ups and downs, Darcey and Georgi got married in a private ceremony in 2022. They bought a home together in Middletown, Connecticut, which was supposed to be a fresh start. The house showed up often on their social media. It was a big part of their life as a couple. Georgi said, "The house, it was our project, our sanctuary. After all the drama with the show, her family, my past, we just wanted something that was ours. We picked out furniture together. I painted the walls. We planted a tree in the backyard. It was supposed to be the foundation. The thing that stayed when the TV cameras went away. But behind the happy photos and date nights, things weren't going well. People close to the couple said their relationship was still struggling. The same old problems, money, trust, and different goals never went away. Darcey wanted to be a global power couple and expand her brand, House of 11. Georgi wanted stability and maybe to start his own fitness business. Darcey saw that as a lack of ambition. She'd say, "I need a king who can match my energy, my vibe." Georgi felt pressured to be someone he wasn't. During this tense time, Georgi made a big decision. He owned a valuable property back in Bulgaria from before he met Darcey. Since the real estate market was doing well, he and Darcey decided together to sell the property and use the money to build their life in Connecticut, pay off the mortgage, and invest in new businesses. Georgi said the money was just sitting there. We had plans. She wanted a new storefront. I was looking at gym spaces. We talked about it for months. It was a joint decision. We were married. What was mine was hers, and what was hers was mine. That's what I believed. That's what any husband would believe. It took months, but in early 2024, the sale was done. The property sold for just over $1 million in US dollars. The money was sent to a joint bank account that both Georgi and Darcey had access to. That moment, the moment the money arrived, was the start of a plan that had been 2 years in the making. While Georgi thought they were building a life together, Darcey was living a second life with someone else, a man named Alex. Our investigation, through digital records and people close to the couple, revealed that Darcey and Alex had been in a secret relationship for 2 years. Dr. Elena Shaw explained, based on the data we recovered, the first message between Darcey and Alex was in March 2022. It started with a fan message on Instagram. He was charming, flattering. He understood her brand and her public image. He wasn't just a fan, he was strategic. Alex is a 35-year-old Australian from Sydney. He said he was a successful businessman in luxury goods, but the details are unclear. He was very different from Georgi. He was stylish, always traveling, and made a lot of big claims about international deals. He sent photos from yachts in Monaco, fancy hotels in Dubai. He created a dream world for Darcey. Georgi was her real life, chores, bills, everyday stuff. Alex was the dream, sweet words from far away. Most of their relationship happened through encrypted apps like WhatsApp and Telegram. They planned video calls when Georgi wasn't home. Over time, Alex became more than just a secret fling. He became her emotional support, and later, her financial advisor. Georgi said, She became very secretive with her phone. Always face down. Always on Do Not Disturb. She said it was business or producers calling. I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? You don't expect someone to have a whole other relationship right under your nose. The most shocking part? They met in person at least 3 times over the 2 years. Darcey told Georgi she was going on business trips or girls' weekends, but she was really meeting Alex. Dr. Elena Shaw said, "We found deleted searches for flights from Los Angeles to Sydney. There were credit card charges, later paid off from another account, for luxury hotels in Leh. We believe they met there to avoid being seen." Alex slowly started talking about money. He questioned Georgi's role. In messages, he said things like, "Are you sure Georgi has your best interests at heart? $1 million is a lot for someone with no business skills. You're the star. You're the brand. That money should grow your empire." He made Darcey doubt Georgi. He made her believe she was the one who deserved everything. Their plan became about more than just love. It became about money. The trigger was the sale of Georgi's house. When the $1 million finally arrived in their joint Wells Fargo account, the balance was $1,007,458.32. For 2 days, nothing seemed wrong. Georgi said they even went out to celebrate. But behind the scenes, Darcey was already moving the money, step by step, with Alex guiding her. Georgi said, "We had dinner, talked about the future." She was sweet, loving. She said, "Let's not touch the money yet. Let's give it time. Think carefully." I agreed. It felt like we were on the same page. But it was all a performance. A terrible, clever performance. Georgi didn't know the real plan. On Thursday, Darcey went to the bank alone. A source inside the bank, who doesn't want to be named because of legal reasons, told us what happened. Darcey, a public figure, showed her ID and told the banker she and her husband were making a big business investment. She said they needed to wire the money. Normally, the bank needs both signatures for a transfer that big because it's a joint account. However, according to a confidential bank employee, Darcey was very convincing. She seemed upset and said her husband had to leave suddenly for a family emergency in Bulgaria. She claimed he had already signed a letter of authorization before he left. She showed the bank the letter. It looked official and had what appeared to be Georgi Rusev's signature on it. But that letter was a fake, a very good one. The bank employee, possibly starstruck or just fooled by how real everything seemed, processed the wire transfer. Almost the entire amount, except for a few small fees, was sent to an offshore account in the Cayman Islands under the name of a shell company. Dr. Lena Shaw explained that the Cayman Islands are known for keeping banking details private. Once the money goes into an account there, it can be quickly moved to many other accounts around the world. It's like throwing a rock into a deep, dark well. You might hear it splash, but you'll never find it again. This was a smart and well-planned move. This was clearly Alex's area of expertise. The money disappeared from the joint account on a Thursday afternoon. Georgi had no idea. The final part of the plan was about to unfold. The next day, Friday, Georgi went to a physical therapy session for an old shoulder injury. He was gone for about 3 hours. That was all the time Darcey needed. Georgi said, "I came home and it was quiet. Too quiet. Her favorite heels weren't by the door. I called her name, nothing. I went upstairs and her walk-in closet was half empty. All her designer bags, her best jewelry, everything she loved, it was all gone. My heart just stopped. I knew something was wrong. On the bedroom vanity, next to her now empty jewelry box, was a handwritten note. Georgi said, I read it. I read it 10 times. I couldn't breathe. I collapsed. At first, I thought she had been kidnapped. I called the police. I was panicking. While Georgi was calling the police, Darcey was already at JFK Airport in New York. She had renewed her passport months earlier, saying it was for possible filming overseas. She paid for a first-class ticket with a private credit card and checked in for a flight, Caner's Flight UF-12, a nonstop from New York to Sydney, Australia. She boarded using her real name. The plane took off at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. As the plane climbed into the night sky, Darcey Silva was leaving her husband and her old life behind for good. Georgi said the police tracked her phone. They told me the last signal came from JFK. Then the phone was turned off. They checked flight records. They told me she was on a plane to Sydney. Sydney? I didn't know anyone in Sydney. It didn't make sense. Then I remembered the late night phone calls, the way she smiled at her phone, and it all came crashing down. The money. I ran to my laptop. I logged into the bank account. The balance was $82.11. The $1 million, it was gone. Georgi said, I lost everything in one day. My wife, my house, my future, my life savings, everything. I had nothing left. At first, no one knew what had really happened. But then blurry photos started to appear in the media. Paparazzi captured images of Darcey at a beachside cafe in Manly, a suburb of Sydney. She looked relaxed and happy, holding hands with a tall, attractive man no one had seen before. That man was Alex. The story blew up. The story changed from someone missing to a possible case of international financial crime. While Georgi was still in his empty house in Connecticut, he received divorce papers sent by international courier. The divorce filing was aggressive. It claimed irreconcilable differences and accused Georgi of being careless with money during the marriage. It was clearly meant to be a preemptive legal move. Georgi said the divorce papers were a joke, full of lies. She was trying to cover herself and justify what she did. My lawyer said it was a strategy to make things confusing before we even got to the financial part. Before Georgi could even respond to the divorce, something even more shocking happened. Darcey Silva's official Instagram account, which had been silent since she vanished, posted a new photo. It showed that Darcey had not only left her husband and taken the money, she had officially married another man in a different country. All of this happened in just a few weeks. The boldness of the move shocked everyone. The legal battle became a nightmare. Georgi's lawyers filed lawsuits for theft, fraud, and forgery in the U.S. But sending legal papers to someone in Australia, especially when the money has likely been moved through multiple offshore accounts, is slow, very expensive, and extremely complicated. This kind of case is a nightmare for prosecutors and a dream for defense attorneys. The victim is in Connecticut. The suspect is in Australia. The money is in the Cayman Islands or possibly already moved elsewhere. The U.S. and Australia do have an extradition agreement, but only for serious crimes. And proving financial fraud in a marriage across countries is extremely hard. It could take years to figure this out. There's no guarantee Georgi will ever get that money back. Things turned even more tragic. Georgi couldn't keep up with the mortgage on the house, the one he and Darcey had shared. He was forced to sell it for less than it was worth. He had to move into a small rented apartment. He said, I lost the house we built together. Now I'm sitting here with just the clothes on my back and a few loyal friends. She didn't just take the money. She took my trust in people. She took my belief in love. She took my future. And now she's out there living my life with my money with another man. How do you come back from that? I don't know if I can. The story of Georgi Rusev and Darcey Silva is like a modern Greek tragedy, played out in front of the whole world. It's a reminder that what we see on TV or social media is often just a polished version of real life. Behind the scenes, the truth can be much darker and much more painful. As of the time this video is being recorded, Darcey Silva and her new husband Alex are still living in Australia. They keep posting on social media, showing off their luxurious lifestyle, seemingly unaware or uninterested in the legal trouble and public anger surrounding them. Georgi Rusev is still fighting his legal battle, but he says the emotional wounds may never fully heal. He's a man who put all his trust in love and lost everything. This is a story with no easy ending, no satisfying resolution. It's a heist, not just of money, but of an entire life. In more recent updates, 90 Day Fiancé star Darcey Silva is making headlines for other reasons too. Some fans are worried her facial fillers might be affecting her blood circulation, which could be a serious health risk. At the same time, she had an emotional reunion with Georgi's family after 13 years, which made many fans cry. But her honeymoon didn't go well. It completely fell apart because of an unexpected incident. On top of that, Darcey also shared news about her relationship with her twin sister Stacy and that only raised more questions for fans. 90-day fiancé. Darcey's face. Fillers are cutting off her blood supply. Fans fear for her life. It appears that Darcey Silva, star of 90-day Fiancé, may have gone from having superficial fillers to having potentially dangerous ones. She has been precariously balancing, but now it appears that she is losing control. It would seem like Darcey's blood flow is being choked by her overdone fillers. Many of Darcey's fans are worried that she may be seriously ill since her appearance has started to change. They are pleading with her to get medical attention because they fear for her life. Brace augmentation is only one of several surgeries that 90-day finance star Darcey Silva has had done. Unfortunately, her newly enormous and heavy breasts appear to be causing more problems than they are worth. The famous person recently came clean about her thoughts of undergoing breast reduction surgery. She now desires a smaller, more natural look because she thinks her implants are too hefty. For this reason, Darcey and Stacey intend to go to Turkey for breast reduction surgery. Darcey Silva, star of 90-day Fiancé, is apparently in a jam right now. She posted a video of herself eating nachos on social media not long ago. The famous person ate while gleefully dipping her food into various sauces, all while the camera was rolling. Redditors, though, were eager to point out, and not always in a positive way, that Darcey's appearance had changed. Some parts of Darcey's face were turning blue, as the OP pointed out. A tinge of blue appeared on her lips and chin. It seems they were so intense that not even a screen could conceal them. The question posed in the thread was, are fillers severing blood vessels? So many of Darcey's admirers pleaded with her that she see a doctor. It was obvious that the celebrity couldn't chew food correctly. Overconsumption of fillers has been associated, according to some users, with difficulties chewing and swallowing. She has trouble even speaking, let alone eating, one admirer said. Someone else questioned Darcey's need to post videos of herself eating when she clearly had a hard time doing it. Darcey doesn't appear to be normal, and her followers think it should be enough to warrant a visit to the doctor. Darcey Silva reunites with Georgi's family after 13 years. The moment brings tears to fans. In 90-day Fiancé, everyone was shocked when Darcey Silva's emotional reunion with Georgi's family members took place. The happy pair, who are great at cheering each other up, went on a vacation outside of the U.S. to strengthen their marriage. There is a lot of tension between them, but they were given another opportunity to fix things. Darcey and Georgi decided to liven up their romance by acting out scenes from their honeymoon in a hotel room. There she was questioning the room's walls as she wished she could make out with her husband. She thought they were too thin, so they'll have to soundproof the room before they can enjoy their private time. While Georgi listened from outside, she pushed herself onto the bed and laughed loudly. Darcey Silva has recently made it clear that she is unhappy with the way her breasts make her look. She had high hopes for the outcome of her breast augmentation procedure, but the fact that she had just revealed her intention to decrease her bust size upset her. She is very comfortable getting another makeunder, as she candidly discusses her plastic surgery experiences and road to recovery. Darcey is constantly experimenting with new appearances. The reality star appears to be struggling to cope with the weight of the breast implants. According to her, less is more. Therefore, she would choose a size or two smaller. She and Stacey would be thrilled to return to Turkey for their surgeries again. In season 9 of Happily Ever After, Darcey Silva traveled to Bulgaria with Georgi to visit his family. Several factors contributed to the trip's stunning turn of events. Even though they hadn't seen each other in 30 years, her husband and sister were reunited in that touching moment. Since this was Darcey's first family supper, she reacted with tears. It wasn't until recently that Darcey and Georgi were able to visit his homeland after their 2023 wedding. She thought about playing it low when he urged her to impress his family. The audience was captivated by her understated clothing like never before. In an effort to show more flesh and experiment with her cosmetics, she discarded her figure-hugging dress style. Darcey had the utmost regard for Georgie's loved ones, but her unexpected outbursts of weeping stunned everyone around her. She told Georgi she didn't want to do it while sobbing at the dinner table. When the TLC star finally got to meet her family, she broke down in tears and was quite emotional. "I let my emotions show and they are aware of that now," she declared. It would appear that Darcey became exposed after being overwhelmed with Bulgarian culture. She ended the program by saying that in the days to come, there will be more dramatic moments and poignant moments revealed. Additional information regarding her husband's family will be shared. For her, the journey was like something out of a fairy tale, but the cuisine was completely foreign. Darcey, Silva's honeymoon goes off the rails for this shocking reason. In 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After Season 9, Episode 5, which aired on August 3rd, 2025, one of the show's stars, yes, Darcey Silva was back in action, tested the soundproofing of her and Georgi Rouse's hotel room by producing fake noises. Darcey is a hilarious, charming, and rather naive woman. She's acting crazy now that she's in his home country with Georgi. 90 Days. Georgi Rusev and his fiancé, Darcey Silva, are visiting Bulgaria for two reasons: to enjoy the honeymoon they were never able to have. Darcey has a connection to Georgi's family as well. The honeymoon suite was unavailable for Darcey and Georgi to stay in. Darcey made the decision to do a test when they arrived at their hotel to ensure that other visitors wouldn't overhear them when they were intimate. She started making noises, and it was all hilarious since it was Darcey. Though it's easy to doubt her decisions at times, this woman deserves to be happy. Although she has the right to a romantic honeymoon in a glamorous foreign country, her relationship with Georgi hasn't exactly been easy thus far. In addition to being from a different nation and being younger, 32, Georgia might have hidden reasons for dating the 50-year-old. Blunt. Darcey appeared to be somewhat dissatisfied with her partner in an earlier Instagram post on December 21st, 2024. Mary Pants shared a screen image of Darcey's comment on one of Georgi's posts, which said, "So funny you act like you love me." It was a little startling. Darcey has had a lot of terrible boyfriends. They had a long way to go in terms of loyalty, sincerity, and respect, even though they might not have been the worst people in the world. Tom Brooks, for instance, started making fun of her weight gain after meeting her at a restaurant. There has been turmoil in paradise, as demonstrated by Darcey's comment. But thus far, everything appears to be going smoothly in Bulgaria. However, there is a small snag. Georgi is concerned about his parents' opinions of his bride. Darcey and Georgi were married on November 12th, 2023. During her meet and greet with his conservative parents in 2025, Darcey wore a really exposing shirt. It's clear that he wants her to dress differently. Even if it's his wife, he has no right to dictate what she should wear. But there is some justification for wearing modestly to appease a partner's parents, especially if they are quite conventional. Her connections with his father and mother are still up in the air. Darcey, who is renowned for her extravagant blitz, is seen in the Instagram image above.